Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today, there's no downloads yet. We're just gonna hop in and see what's going on with the collective. What do you need to know? All right, so this one, what is that one? It says, there's strength in doing nothing. Just wait. It was in reverse, but let's see. What are we waiting about? Okay, so when I said, what are we waiting about? I don't know how these connect yet. They showed me time, obviously, waiting time. But then they said the word, okay, how do I bring this thought or the pictures to words? It sent me to like almost like an old subway station. But in this subway station, it was like really old, like 1900s maybe or something like that. Like it's almost like I looked at it in like an old sepia photo because the words caramel came in. So I heard the words time and caramel and they didn't make sense. So there's this like caramel energy. You know what I'm thinking of right now is there's sulfrago frequencies. And so those are just different beats and things like that. But there is one guy who I follow on my YouTube, and he takes like, I don't know if it's a he or she, whatever, but they take these sounds and like, he'll take like caramel or pomegranate or just something. And I don't know, he makes like these healing frequencies with them, you know, like brown noise or, that's the one that usually pops up. But there is different colors, right? White noise. We all know what white noise is. So it pretty much takes that white noise of that, and then like somehow adds the energetic frequency of other things into it. So I'm hearing the caramel one. And then when I heard that, it took me back again in time to this like tunnel. And the tunnel was all sepia and just really old and like a subway. So that's not making any sense to me at this moment, but let's see what that really is about. So the next cards to come through are the Great Awakening. It says, the Great Awakening, walk in your truth, stand firm in your light. It was in reverse. And then this one also was in reverse, but it is, forgiveness will set you free. So now they're showing me that scene. I see what it's like if everything was in balance. So caramel, they're showing me, you know, when you heat it up, how it gets really, really runny. And then when you're cold, it becomes solidified. And so I'm seeing it kind of get sticky and stuck. But the first vision is what they showed me is like when things are imbalanced. Not too hot, not too cold. Goldilocks, right in the middle. And so when I said that, Goldilocks right in the middle, I went to go grab the cards and I see 2 gold right in the middle. So he's Goldilocks. It says, ooh, we'll get those later. There is something, no, what have you been forcing and how can you let go of the outcome? Yeah, we don't like forcing things here. Anytime we try to push our way, be it my opinion on you, or for you to do something, or if it's not time, if it's not ready for the universe to make it happen, how do you know? That's what I hear someone say. How do you know? Like, I want to go do things, but I don't know if it's time. Well, you'll have that inkling. You'll have that sense of urgency of missing out, but they don't want you to act on only that, right? If you know that you're being called to do it, you will have a bit of that urgency feeling. You can't get rid of that. But what they want to show is the effort. Things, when it is time, it's like the right person shows up, or, you know, just things manifest out of thin air. It's like the events and synchronicities line up. And so if you are trying to force something, you're not seeing synchronicities. There's blocks. If anything, you got stress, you've got all these things. So let that go. It said, and how can you let go of that? Easy. Stop trying to force things. You want to stay in the middle, Goldilocks. So then the next ones, it says the Great Awakening, right? So there is this Great Awakening that's about to happen. You are getting a little bit of that urgency, I sense, but they're saying don't take that and panic and then go with it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So what do you want to say about that? We want you to live right now as happy and as free, as carefree as possible. Right now, in this very second, if this manifestation comes or it doesn't come, good or bad, whatever, you'll still be you, and you'll make it through every day, and you'll be happy. If this comes, let's say the thing that you really, really want never happens, would you live your rest of your life miserable? And I hope nobody ever answers yes to that. They're bringing me to The Notebook. And that's a fairly, like, everyone thinks it's so romantic, you know, he waited for her and things like that, but it's actually kind of toxic. It's very codependent, and it's sad. I mean, in the end, they finally balanced out and grew that connection together. But to pause, right? I don't know why they're showing them. It's as if that never happened. Oh, now they're bringing me to Wuthering Heights. Oh, I hate that movie. I knew it was going to come up sometime. But Wuthering Heights literally has the worst characters in it. Like, I was like, every time I watch a movie, I try to be like, who could I see myself in that role? And, you know, like, obviously I put myself in all of them because I like to be like, oh, that's how they think, right? I like to think in other people's mindsets because I've learned the hard way that not everyone thinks like me. I'm pretty sure you can relate. But in Wuthering Heights, I put myself in every single character's thing, and they all are people who I do not want to be. I do not strive to be like those people. They are stuck in codependent relationships. I mean, like, if anyone that was almost similar, like innocent of the karmic patterns that show is all about, it would be the sister who went for Heathcliff. But by knowing that he never cared about her and allowing him to treat her so poorly, oh, that just angers me. I wish that in that moment she loved herself enough. But anyways, back to The Notebook, because Wuthering Heights, that's a whole nother can of worms. And thinking about that movie, I'm like, money. People, money. I don't get it sometimes. But back to The Notebook. It's like pausing your life. Like, let's say, and that person does go off. That person does go for someone else. Because that did happen in both those movies. In Wuthering Heights and The Notebook. But would your life just end? No. Ideally, you'll be strong enough if that manifestation comes or that manifestation goes. So I'm not saying that this is love or a relationship that we're talking about manifesting and trying to control, but that's just the perfect example because we can all relate to different relationships, right? Be it your family, your friends, significant others, how you show up in society. There's so many relationships. And so, especially when you start working with other people, we can't force them to think like we want them to. We can't force them to do something that they want. And so it says, walk in your truth, stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? When you know when it's the right time to make action and when it's the right time to move, we say effortless so much, but it really is. So what do you need to forgive about yourself? Like, why are you going out there and trying to force things when, like, what do you gain from it? What's the benefit if you force this to happen right at this second? Because I feel like right now, at this second, everything's fine. You're doing awesome, and there's no need to force or try to make something happen quicker than it needs to. I just hear someone be like, yeah, but it would just be so nice, and it would. But the energy of that is lack. It's kind of desperation energy coming through. It's like, I don't trust that this is going to happen. I don't trust that I'm capable about bringing this forward. So I want to force it. I want to make it go now so that, you know, I can be like, oh, good, it's finally there. And then I can relax and enjoy it. But you didn't enjoy in the creating process, and then so you won't enjoy after, they say. So when I looked at this, I didn't even notice the cheetah sitting there, or jaguar, or leopard. Which one are you? Leopard, they say. Okay, so no, I'm getting cheetah vibes. It's definitely a leopard, but they're telling me it's a cheetah because with the citrine, your solar plexus, that power, that confidence, I'm getting like the rubber band, like winding up, and so that sense of, it's almost like building the momentum so that you'll actually make it to the finish line. If you try to force something now, I'm seeing this boulder be so heavy. Maybe this boulder is the citrine. It's you taking all your power now and pushing something, and it's like solid. It's almost like you're going there to try and like move the sand hills or pyramids or something, when we don't even know how some of those bricks got there, and you're like, nope, I'm gonna move the whole building. It's not gonna happen. So I'm getting this like kinetic energy where it's like building and building and building, and that's that excited, that's that butterflies, that's that it's getting exciting. Is there any butterflies on these? Because I'm feeling butterflies. Nope, but we've got yeah, okay. So what's really happening is I'm really picking up on this kinetic energy. My solar plexus is like, and so when that finally is ready to go, there's no way that you'd be even able to stop it. That the momentum and the thought and the heart and all the manifestations, the weight of it is going to propel forward so fast. So you force it now, it's going to be heavy, and you're not even going to make it. You're just going to end up short and empty-handed and angry and tired and exhausted. But if you sit now, just sit in your power, find that balance within. It's still building and building and building and building. It's going up here, your thoughts coming down here into the heart, anchoring it into the ground. It's just balancing. We're balancing. That's what they say. It's just almost like, what am I trying to get? Like, I feel like I just need to like go run and scream or do something. Like there's this energy in me, but they're saying, yeah, you feel like it's go time. It's not go time yet. That somehow just has to store a bit more. And then I'm hearing thunder. Yeah. Whoo. Now I'm hearing the song Thunder by Imagine Dragons. And then it says, imagine from the Imagine Dragons, fantasy, whatever, is now actually going to be right in front of your eyes. So let's go back to this one because we didn't really touch on this one much. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? Stand firm in your light. Don't stand. It's just sitting. Just sit in your power. Standing, sitting. You can actually do whatever you want. But yeah, Maybe you even got one of those standing desks. Maybe you're sitting in a chair. Do whatever you want. I don't care, as long as you're comfortable. And when you sit there in your comfort, it says, stand firm in your light. Still building, still building. I'm getting the battery is like 95% charged. Like that's how close it is. So you sit there and it said, how can you trust yourself more? You can trust that you have what it takes to make it to the finish line. And don't force the false start. Just flow. It's gonna go so fast. Actually, once it starts going, I'm getting like a roller coaster. Like, it's gonna be fun. But if you're forcing it now, you're in this not enjoying energy, right? Think of roller coasters. Some people love them. Some people have so much fun, and some people just have the crummiest time. So it's up to you. How's your roller coaster ride gonna go? Because the loop-de-loops are gonna get you to where you want when that kinetic energy is finally built up and powerful enough to get it there. And again, they're showing the battery because I've talked a couple more minutes. They're like, it's 96% now. Just sit. Just keep sitting. And the more you're happy, the more you laugh. They really want you to laugh and enjoy this moment. That's what builds it. They're saying it's almost like it went so fast, the battery, and they're saying about 98, 99, you're almost, I see you like watching, like, is it gonna turn? Is it gonna turn? Is it gonna turn? And those two, for some reason, they say, are almost like time going backwards. There's that caramel solidifying, but if you want the slower time process, I suggest you go paint a wall and go watch it dry. And if that doesn't sound fun, then just sit there in your light and enjoy the moment. I feel very happy about most of what I said, but the Wuthering Heights and Notebook, I don't feel like this is a love reading, but I feel like there's more to tap on that. They say yes, there is. There's just okay. I was like, why did those even come into the movie? Like, if it wasn't meant to be, like, I wouldn't even get the words out. It would be like, boo, boo, and a little bit I trip up, but I trip up all the time. So I was like, what's up with this? And so I'm seeing the reason, because there is a little bit of love. I don't feel like this is a love reading, but I feel like love in the past is the reason why you're trying to force things now, because something didn't work out for you. Because it says everything is in divine order. When I saw this, I saw the fracturedness, and it was like worrying that you did something in the past. Oh, I should have done things differently. I just should have done things differently. If I had said this whole, everyone's futures would have been different. I would have changed everyone's lives. And it's like, well, that didn't happen. So how can you relax and go with the flow, with the current of life? Current, as in right now. The next one that came out was your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choice and live with more purpose? Whatever happened in the past and whatever actions you took, again, those actions, you were trying to push that boulder of life, they say, and guess what? That's why it's fractured. That's why things don't feel good, especially when it comes to matters of the heart and love. You can't force that. You just can't force it. It's something that is just blossoms and blooms over time. A cold heart will change if the person is open to accepting. So that's why sit in your light now. Accept that there's nothing for you to control. Things that happened in the past, it said it's all in divine order. Let that go. Because whatever it is that thought that you think is something so bad that you really want to control the outcome of the future. Things were meant to go that way. That's so funny. Just one day you'll look back and be like, I see. I understand everything. Because it was all about personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? So we're not going to go out there and try to force things. We're not going to try and force this great awakening and this great love or whatever story or narrative that you're trying to force. No forcing. Just flowing. Just allowing and co-creating. Like just sitting in your light. This light is so important. And I'm trying to think of like what day this might be, but this light is important, they say, because we are in the darkness now. We are in the winter months. In the winter months is actually what they're showing me is when the candle glows the most. There's always that fire, but they're showing me in the winter months when you actually sit and listen, that's when people listen the most. In summer, I'm seeing the light. They use their eyes. They're very focused on outside things of them. But in the winter, it's just easier to see the flame in. And that's the most important thing to do. Just sit in your light. They can't express right now. Soak it up. Your battery is still at 96. It fluctuates, but that's okay because we got patience, because we know that it's so close and there's nothing that I have to force. So I'm just going to sit here in my Goldilocks moment and enjoy. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.